As I stand here, surrounded by the breathtaking beauty of Yellowstone, I can't help but feel a sense of unease. This stunning landscape, with its vibrant hot springs and towering geysers, hides a powerful secret beneath its surface, a supervolcano that has the potential to reshape our world. Imagine a force so immense that it could blanket the skies in ash, disrupt global climate, and displace millions. While the last eruption occurred over 640,000 years ago, scientists warned that the threat is far from over. What if it erupts again? The consequences could be catastrophic, leading to widespread devastation and a struggle for survival. The question lingers, are we prepared for the fury of Yellowstone? Beneath my feet lies a hidden giant, a colossal magma chamber stretching over 30 miles, simmering just a few miles beneath the surface of Yellowstone. This isn't just a peaceful park, it's a ticking time bomb, a supervolcano that has erupted with devastating force in the past. The last cataclysmic event was 640,000 years ago, leaving behind a massive caldera that now defines the landscape. Scientists warn that it's not a matter of if, but when this beast will awaken again. When it erupts, the consequences could be catastrophic, ash clouds darkening the sky, temperatures plummeting, and ecosystems collapsing. Imagine the chaos, the panic, the scramble for survival. Would I be ready? Would I have what it takes to endure the aftermath of such an apocalyptic event? The ground may seem stable now, but beneath it lies a monster waiting to roar back to life. To understand the potential danger, we first need to look at Yellowstone's past eruptions. Yellowstone has erupted 3 times in its history, each eruption significantly altering the planet. The most recent eruption, 640,000 years ago, ejected over 1,000 cubic kilometers of ash and rock into the atmosphere. That's enough material to bury entire cities. This eruption left behind the caldera we see today, spanning 45 miles across. Each of these eruptions dwarfed modern volcanic activity. By comparison, Mount St. Helens, which erupted in 1980, released about 1 cubic kilometer of material. The Yellowstone eruption released over 1,000 times that amount. Imagine ash clouds so thick they block out the sun for days or weeks, plummeting temperatures worldwide. Imagine toxic gases suffocating wildlife and plants, and imagine the skies raining ash upon the earth. This is the magnitude of a Yellowstone super eruption. Imagine waking up to the ground shaking beneath you, a deep rumble echoing through the air. If Yellowstone erupts in 2025, the initial blast would be nothing short of apocalyptic. Picture a 50 to 60 mile radius turned to ash and rubble as pyroclastic flows, superheated avalanches of gas and rock, race across the landscape at incredible speeds, obliterating everything in their path. But the devastation wouldn't stop there. Ash clouds would rise high into the atmosphere, blocking sunlight and plunging regions into darkness. Agriculture would suffer, leading to food shortages and economic turmoil. The air would be thick with ash, affecting air travel and respiratory health for miles. While scientists monitor Yellowstone closely, predicting such an event remains a challenge. We could have years of warning or none at all. The reality is the supervolcano holds the power to reshape our world in an instant, reminding us just how fragile our existence is on this planet. Beyond the immediate blast zone, the fallout would be felt across the United States. Ash, thick as snow, would blanket states like Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho, but it wouldn't stop there. A massive eruption would eject ash high into the atmosphere, where winds would carry it across the country. The Midwest, the East Coast, and even parts of Canada would be affected. Ash clouds several feet thick could cause buildings to collapse, destroy crops, and contaminate water supplies. Inhaling volcanic ash can cause severe respiratory problems, and in high enough concentrations, it can be deadly. Flights would be grounded, roads would be impassable, and the U.S. would be in a state of emergency. Power grids could fail. Ash can clog engines, causing mechanical failure, and disrupt electronic communication systems. The disruption to transportation and infrastructure will bring the economy to a grinding halt. But the disaster wouldn't stop at America's borders. A super eruption would send enormous amounts of sulfur dioxide and other gases into the atmosphere. These gases would form aerosols, tiny particles that reflect sunlight back into space, significantly cooling the Earth. This is known as a volcanic winter. Temperatures worldwide could drop by several degrees Celsius. Crops would fail as growing seasons are shortened. Global food supplies would dwindle and famine could spread. Regions already struggling with food production would be hit the hardest, sparking potential geopolitical conflicts over resources. Historical records show that even smaller eruptions like Mount Tambora in 1815 caused a significant drop in global temperatures. That year, known as the Year Without a Summer, led to widespread crop failures, food shortages, and mass migrations. A Yellowstone supereruption would be far worse. Imagine a world where vibrant ecosystems are buried beneath thick layers of volcanic ash. Forests, rivers, and plains, once teeming with life, are smothered, leaving wildlife gasping for survival. Animals that depend on their keen eyesight are plunged into darkness, struggling to hunt and find food. Migratory birds, disoriented and lost, face perilous journeys that could lead to extinction. And it doesn't stop on land. The oceans, too, bear the brunt of this devastation. Sulfur compounds from the eruption seep into our waters, falling as acid rain, wreaking havoc on marine life. Coral reefs, already battling climate change, face a new crisis, threatening the delicate balance of our underwater ecosystems. The consequences are dire, and the future of countless species hangs in the balance. After the initial eruption, the aftermath could last for years. The ash fallout would settle within a few days to weeks, but the cooling effect from the volcanic winter could persist for a decade or longer. Global food production would be in crisis for years. Dust clouds could block the sun for several months, dramatically reducing the amount of sunlight reaching the Earth's surface. In addition to causing shorter growing seasons, this prolonged period of darkness would result in ecosystem collapse. The return to normal temperatures would be slow, with ecosystems and civilizations needing decades to recover. So, could you survive the eruption of the Yellowstone Supervolcano? In truth, survival would depend largely on your location and preparedness. Those within the immediate blast zone would have little chance of survival. However, people living further away could potentially survive if they take the right precautions. Emergency preparedness would be key. Stocking up on non-perishable food, clean water, and air filtration systems would be essential to survival in the months following the eruption. Masks that protect against inhaling ash particles would be a necessity, as would staying indoors to avoid ash fallout. Governments and scientists have already begun planning for the possibility of a supereruption. FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Agency, has detailed response plans, but there's only so much preparation that can be done for such a massive disaster. While the possibility of a Yellowstone supervolcano eruption is terrifying, the chance of it happening in our lifetime is incredibly slim. Scientists estimate that there's only a 0.00014% chance of Yellowstone erupting in any given year. But it's important to remain aware of the power hidden beneath this picturesque landscape. For now, we can continue to marvel at Yellowstone's beauty, but we must never forget the immense power that lies dormant beneath it. So, should we be worried? Not today, but in the distant future, this sleeping giant may one day awaken. Until next time, this is Amazing World Facts. Stay curious, stay prepared, and stay safe.